So, welcome back to the Technology Alchemist, your source for technology advice, strategic technology planning, and technology coaching. Our sponsor today is Your Virtual CTO. Your Virtual CTO is a technology services company specializing in increasing your revenue and profit through a close examination of your technology engine. Your Virtual CTO offers exclusive coaching for business leaders that is the only business coaching program that includes technology as part of the program. If you want to learn more about how you can make money by tuning up your technology engine, you can head on over to getyourvirtualcto.com. Now, normally I'm the one asking the questions, but today the tables are turned and I'm going to be interviewed by Ellen Malco Moore. So thanks for being here, Ellen.
I'm glad to be here, Mike. Should I tell the kids at home who you are?
Sure, why not?
All right. Well, Michael Mahony, has been working as a technology expert for more than 30 years. He's held every position possible from programmer to chief technology officer. He currently heads up the Web Scientists, a digital agency, and he is the CEO of Your Virtual CTO. In 2006, Mike built a new innovative technology platform for the restaurant delivery agency, and Grubhub wound up purchasing his client for $85 million, in large part to get their hands on that platform and that technology. Known to his clients as the most user-friendly technologist on the planet, thanks to his ability to translate technical issues into, plain English. Mike is married and he has 4 kids. So, Mike, today I believe we're going to talk about NetSuite. And
Yes.
I got to
Yes.
ask, because I barely even know. Like, I sort of know, but not really. Just tell us, what is NetSuite and how is it used? Start us off there.
Sure. Well, NetSuite is a CRM/ERP platform. So it's customer resource management, and it helps manufacturers, distributors, retailers manage their inventory, all of their sales. You can do marketing with it. You can have project management built into it. Accounting is built into it. So it's a single cloud-based tool for managing your business.
What types of businesses would benefit from using NetSuite?
Most any business could be helped by it, but it's more for people who have products that they're selling or parts that they're distributing. So manufacturers and distributors, it's very common to see those people using NetSuite.
Okay.
Some retail organizations also use NetSuite, but it depends on their size and how they're running their operations.
Okay. How did you get involved in NetSuite development?
Well, years back, I was invited to manage a revamp of a company's website.
Yeah.
And they had gone down the road of fixing a problem they were having, which was they were using NetSuite for their phone operators, and they were using something different for their website. And there'd be like one of an item left, and the phone people would sell it. And then someone would come on the website, and because the sync hadn't updated yet, the inventory would say there's still one of the item, and they were running into all sorts of headaches. And so their rather innovative solution was to use NetSuite as their database.
Okay.
And so at first, all I was exposed to was the back end part of NetSuite, the things that you wouldn't normally see. But from there, I realized that, wow, there's a whole ecosystem here that I could learn, and it's based off of technologies I already know.
Okay.
So it's kind of like you speak Spanish with people who are from Spain, and then you go and speak Spanish from people who are from Mexico. It's pretty much the same language, but some of the slang is different. The way they say some of the words is different. So it was kind of the same thing for me. I just had to tweak my technology knowledge a little bit and learn NetSuite. And so that's how I got involved. And since then, I've learned how to be a NetSuite administrator, NetSuite developer, NetSuite implementer.
I was about to say, do you have certifications for NetSuite? Is that what those things are that you just said?
Well, no, I actually I'm not a big fan of certifications because I find that people are they're paper smart, book smart, but they're not actually functionally smart.
Yeah.
But I do have one certification that's actually split into two. NetSuite has a program called Suite Success, and I'm certified in that.
Okay.
And from there, there's multiple. They call them industries, but they're basically types of businesses that you can be certified to work with.
What is Suite Success exactly?
So previously, NetSuite's an expensive software. It costs a lot of money because it replaces a lot of things. So it does a lot of things that, other software doesn't do. And they were running into a problem where a customer would pay a lot of money for the license, and then it would take a year and they still wouldn't be using the software. And now it's time to renew the license. And
Mhm.
so people were literally walking away from their investment and saying, I'm not paying another year of this when I'm not using it. And
Right.
so Oracle purchased NetSuite, and they
Yeah.
own NetSuite now. And the
Okay.
Oracle president said, "Hey, we need to get this done faster. So we're going to disqualify people right up front from using NetSuite. We're going to find out if there's processes that they do, procedures that they follow that are musts that they have to have, but NetSuite can't do it. Because that
Right.
way, if we figure that out, we can, hey, move on to the next customer."
Right.
And then after that, it teaches the developers to use a phased approach to rolling out NetSuite. And it's
Okay.
a very regimented system of asking questions, and then here's phase one process, here's phase two, here's phase three. But the guarantee when you use Suite Success is that you'll be able to use NetSuite and you'll be up and running with the basic functionality in 100 days. That's a
Oh,
lot better than a year.
I guess so. Well, now how does it help a business to get deployed on NetSuite? You call it deployed? It's called
Yes.
deployed?
Yes.
Oh,
So it helps because for one thing, it asks, I mean, everything. Like one of the things, if you're a manufacturer and you ship products out, you're probably no doubt using UPS, you're probably
right.
using FedEx, you're probably using USPS. And NetSuite has a really cool feature that you can determine what's the cheapest shipping and let me use that. And but in order to do that, I have to add your UPS accounts. Well, the Suite Success process, before I even get to that point, has already collected that information from the customer. And so it makes the deployment so much smoother because you have all the information you need up front, and then you can just sort of go away, do what you have to do, come back, let them test it, go back, fix it, and just keep going round and round. But that's how you get done in 100 days is you have the basics, what's my bank account information, et cetera, and you just put it all into place.
Now, I've heard that. Is it true that the Suite Success is expected to disqualify more potential clients than it actually closes? Is that true?
Yes, and that goes back to the whole super expensive licensing. So, if you're going to spend $100,000 on something, you don't want to find out 6 months in that there's a process that you have that your business lives and dies off of,
Yeah.
but NetSuite can't do it. Because what people are doing is they're either abandoning their investment or they're changing their business to work with NetSuite, and neither one of those is desirable. You want to
Okay.
find that stuff out before you start deploying, and that's what Suite Success does. And so, yes, it will disqualify more clients than it closes, but the ones that close are going to be happy with the tool, and that's really the key.
Now, help me get why would you want to disqualify a company from NetSuite?
Well, again, if they have a process that they have to have a certain way, and for NetSuite, it's like taking a round peg and shoving it into a square hole. Then you don't want that company to try to use NetSuite. There's other solutions you can guide them towards,
Okay.
and really it comes down to the company themselves. They really appreciate it because they know the huge investment that they have to make
Yeah.
use NetSuite, and by running them through Suite Success, you can say to them, you don't want to spend this money because you've got these 5 problems that are insurmountable. We can't get past these. And I've actually had clients thank me for not trying to push them down the road. And I think that's why you would want to disqualify them, is just make the customer happy.
What do you think people could do overall, or perhaps in detail, to have a better Netflix experience? What do you think people don't do that they should do, don't know that they could know?
Um, Learning that you can customize almost anything.
Okay.
Um, NetSuite is like any other software that you get out there. You get your login, you log in, and you're presented with an interface. But
Mhm.
every single screen you see is customizable. That's the amazing thing about it, is that you're sharing the computing resources of the cloud with other customers,
Mhm.
which sometimes can be an issue, but you're able to take, let's say there's a screen for entering an order, and it has all these fields, and your employees are getting confused by it. So you no longer want these 25 fields.
Okay.
Copy that form. You can remove the 25 fields. You can make whatever you want mandatory, and then you can release that as the order entry form. And NetSuite doesn't care. You can even do things like maybe the form, you need 25 fields taken away, but there's one field that it just doesn't have, and you need that. You can add that field as well. You can customize it down to a granular level. A big thing I've seen happen with manufacturing companies is they build a product and they ship it, and then it's defective, and so it gets returned. And when the person's receiving the return, they have to categorize, like, which department is it going to? Is it going to electronics department? Is it going to the design people? And they make selections inside of NetSuite. Well, that might mean then they have to make a second selection over here, and a third one over here, and a fourth one over here. But the customer will tell you, well, look, here's the thing. Every time they pick B, well, then this one should check this box, that one should check that box, and that one should check that box. Well, we can customize your NetSuite so that when you pick B, it does all the check boxes that you're supposed to do.
Okay.
Takes out human error. You can route things. So like if you're my supervisor and I'm trying to order new products,
Yeah.
maybe I'm just not paying attention, and I have an entire row in my inventory and I didn't see it. Well, instead of it just going to the supplier and having us get more, it goes to you for approval. And then you can
Ah,
say, hold on, I was walking in the warehouse and there was a whole row of that
you
stuff.
gotta roll those damn things, Mike. I don't.
Exactly. And it avoids human error. So I think the main thing, how people get a better experience with NetSuite, is hire a professional to help you get through it. And not to diss NetSuite, but I've constantly heard that you're better off hiring an independent professional than someone directly from Oracle, because their implementation teams are awesome, but they're super busy. And
Mm,
so you don't get the personalized attention. Because like me, if I do 2 implementations at a time, that's the max. I can't do more than that. And so I only have 2 clients to worry about at a time with NetSuite implementation. They might have 15 or 20, and it's just problematic.
so is that what happens? I mean, people pay for this stuff, but maybe they pay for the people from Oracle to come teach them how to use it, but in truth, they don't really learn how because it takes too long. And does it come about that people are paying a lot for this, but not actually using it effectively?
That has been the rap that NetSuite has gotten for a long time.
Mhm.
And then people work with an independent professional and they find out that, oh, like I had a client once, a perfect example. They were an interior design company, but for businesses, for corporations.
Yeah.
So, well, why would a business need an interior design company? Well, maybe they go and they either buy a building with 3 stories or they lease 3 floors in a building. And they want a reception area, they want a main conference room, they want an executive conference room on the 2nd floor. They have a certain look and feel, right?
Yeah.
They want to make it look nice. Well, they hire these people for that. Well, these people then want to send out an invoice that looks fancy, because
Right.
they're a designer. They want it to look like it's been designed. Well,
Sure.
NetSuite doesn't out of the box do that. And I had a customer come to me and say, everyone tells me it's impossible to do this. Well, I love the word impossible. When someone says something's impossible, my wheels turn. you know and so what I gave them was a fully colored invoice, quote, and statement for their customer that they can generate from within NetSuite. But instead of being limited to what NetSuite does, because it's a web technology, anything you can do with a website you can do with NetSuite. So I gave them some really nice looking forms that they loved, and they had like a pink logo on there and all this stuff. And NetSuite is just typically black and white stuff. So their customers were amazed. Then we took it to another step and another step. And that's what happens. Once people see what the possibilities are, they suddenly have all these other desires that they need to get
I bet,
accomplished.
because all that stuff that they really desired, they thought was impossible. They didn't know. So, Mike, if people are, have questions about NetSuite, have questions about whether they should deploy it, already have it, are struggling with it, how do they get in touch with you to just ask questions and talk about this?
Well, I actually offer a free consultation for that.
Okay.
So if they go to getyourvirtualcto.com and go over to the contact page, they can fill out a form and it will get to me. And on the form, it'll ask them what technology they're interested in. They'll check off NetSuite. And then we'll set up a Zoom call and we can talk about NetSuite. Or they could just send an email to hello@getyourvirtualcto.com and it will get to me and we can get a call set up. It's always a good idea to explore the possibilities before you dive in all the way.
Okay. So that you do offer that as part of a complimentary service to have a
Yes.
discussion about, does this work with that entrepreneur's aims, with that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Well, is there anything else we want to say about NetSuite to the kids at home before we go, or should we move on?
Well, I mean, the one thing I will say about NetSuite is, um, I've talked before about focus and how using your technology to improve your business overall. And
Yes.
NetSuite is a great tool for that.
Mhm.
And it also, if you're an e-commerce
Yeah.
person and you're using Shopify maybe or even Amazon, you can
Yeah.
integrate NetSuite into those platforms and not have to do okay, I got 5 orders from Shopify, let me key them into NetSuite.
Mm.
You can just have them pulled in automatically. We work on all that and we can discuss that in a discovery call, find out if you're a good fit for NetSuite. Other than that, I mean, I just want to say, thanks for listening to the Technology Alchemist. We're here to help you understand technology, the trends, and maybe give a little advice to people on how to improve their business.
Well, thank you, Michael. It's been lovely being with you. And I look forward to the next installment, the next episode.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Alan.
Okay. Bye bye.